Everybody, there is a large number of states that are offering direct payments and other forms of financial support to their families, to their state residents. So many of you guys have been wondering if your state or city is going to send out stimulus checks this year. If you want to know if your state or city will be sending out state stimulus checks or even city stimulus checks, stay until the end of this video, folks, because I'll be going over the very important stimulus check news.
The most consequential bill since the 1960s in terms of protecting the needs of working families, our children, the elderly, the sick, and the poor. It is a major, major step forward. But clearly, to my mind, it has some major gaps in it. The American people are very, very clear that they are sick and tired of paying the highest prices in the world for prescription drugs. There is, to the best of my knowledge, no language in there that takes on the pharmaceutical industry, demands Medicare negotiating prices and lowers the cost of prescription drugs in America. And that's a major problem in the bill. The second lacking is, I'm glad to see that hearing aids were included as part of an expansion of Medicare. But I would very much like, the American people would like to see eyeglasses and dental care as well. So I think what we have to do now is, first of all, make sure that before the vote takes place in the House, to make sure that there is a very explicit legislative language. And second of all, that we continue to do our best to make this good bill even stronger.
Does it have your support right now, Senator Sanders?
Well, I'm going to do my best to make a good bill even stronger, so I can't answer that question.
Will you try to add more of that Medicare
Yeah.
into it?
There are a number of concerns. Paid family medical leave is also a great concern. But I'm glad that we were able to get hearing aids, which will have a real impact on millions of older people in America. But I think we've got to move forward to dental, as well as eyeglasses as well, and the cost of prescription drugs.
So the White House is moving towards a deal on the remainder of Biden's Build Back Better agenda before the end of the month, with House Majority Leader Steny Hoyer hopeful of getting a framework in place very soon. Biden met with 19 lawmakers in an attempt to find a compromise caucus and secured a passage of a two-bill multi-trillion-dollar social safety net and infrastructure package. It is definitely possible for a fourth stimulus check to be included in the legislation. That's as Congress continues to work on passing the infrastructure bill. A number of states are in the process of or have already approved their own rounds of direct payments for residents. So let's go over who can receive an additional stimulus check from the states or cities. New Mexico also recently announced a new round of stimulus checks for residents who were ineligible for $1,400 direct payments. Under the $5 million state program, more than 4,000 low-income individuals in New Mexico will receive a check of up to $750. The department has said it will prioritize delivering the one-time payment to applicants with the lowest income. And Governor Jared Polis of Colorado issued an executive order that included $375 checks for residents who received at least one weekly unemployment benefit from March 15, 2020 to October 24, 2020. More than $160 million was allocated from the state's general fund to pay for the aid to roughly 435,000 vulnerable residents. In the state of Alaska, you could be in line to receive additional payments through the federal state extended benefits program. An extra 20 weeks of financial support can be offered to out-of-work residents in states with particularly high unemployment rates. In the state of Maryland, the governor signed the state's bipartisan $1 billion Relief Act of 2021. It repealed all state and local taxes on unemployment benefits and provided a $500 stimulus check to families and $300 to individuals who filed for the Earned Income Tax Credit. The payments have been estimated to provide about $178 million to 400,000 qualifying residents. A majority of the checks were also reportedly processed in February and March. In Georgia, Michigan, and Tennessee, they have also allocated cash payments for teachers, educators, and school administrators, otherwise known as retention bonuses. Everybody, is your state going to be doing the same thing? Will you receive a fourth stimulus check this year? Tell me in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, have a great day.
It is really outrageous that year after year, members of Congress talk about the high cost of prescription drugs, and yet year after year we are not able to do anything about it. So that's the other issue.
Do you think the House should pass?
Do you need from Senators Manchin and Sinema?
I don't need anything. They need, they are going to have to, the members of the House, in my view, are going to have an insurance. What we have said is, all of you know, from day one that both of these bills are linked. I support the infrastructure bill, but I want to see a strong Build Back Better bill as well, and they're linked together. So what you don't want to see is the infrastructure bill passed and then not have the kind of Build Back Better bill that we need, and that's why you need 50 members on board before there should be a vote, in my view, in the House.
Speaker Pelosi wants to hold that vote tonight. So will members of the House have that assurance?
I can't answer that. I honestly don't know.
So you're not on board with this framework as it's now drafted?
I
without
want to see it
language.
I want to see it improved. And again, I think it's important to state that if you look at what's in this bill, we are doing in this bill what has not been done in many, many decades in protecting the needs of working families, the children, our environment, climate change. It is really quite consequential, but I think it needs to be improved, and I'm going to do my best to improve.
What was your message to House progressives?
I just get it. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Who's here? All out, full force. What you doing? Good afternoon. Thank you very much for accommodating the excitement that we had this morning with the visit of the President of the United States, a president with a big vision for America, and he came to speak to us about how he saw things now, presenting a framework about building back better with women. I've said over and over again, the provisions in the bill are about children learning, parents earning, and that means with universal pre-K and child care, with home health care, with child care tax credit and all the rest, that is a liberation for women to be able to pursue their careers, help take care of their families while their children and their family members are cared for. So in any event, what we talked about that was the fact that if any one of these features were in a bill that we were taking up in the Congress, if we were taking up the child care pieces of this and the home health care pieces of it, it would be historic, big, nearly $1 trillion. Children learning, parents earning, caring for our loved ones at home, and respecting those who do so. Second piece on the health care, this one is particularly meaningful to me because of the Affordable Care Act. The Affordable Care Act has been expanded, of course, to make it stronger, but also to include the people who were not covered in the states that did not expand Medicaid. We don't expand Medicaid, we expand the Affordable Care Act to enable those folks to have, those families to have access to the Affordable Care Act. If that were the only thing we were doing